On March 10th, Washington State will hold the 2020 presidential primary. Ballots are already starting to arrive in the mail. The primary allows Washington voters to participate in the presidential nominating process. This year, there will be many changes from the past.
In years past, our presidential primary has happened later in the year, and Secretary Wyman advocated for an earlier primary so that voters in Washington could have an opportunity to participate when it's really still relevant and that there are candidates that still have a chance of making it through the process. We're also really excited that for the very first time, both parties are using the results of this primary to allocate their delegates to the National Convention. That's never happened before in Washington.
Another change is that voters will be required to declare a party preference in order for their ballots to be counted.
So in order for a voter to participate in this presidential primary, they are going to have to select a party, and that party choice is made on the outside of their envelope. So they are going to read that party declaration, either for the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. They're going to select that choice and then sign their outer envelope. They're going to have to make sure that if they select the Democratic Party, that they only vote for a Democratic Party candidate. If they select the Republican Party, that they're only voting for a Republican Party candidate, or the write-in line, of course.
While the choice of candidate is private, the party declaration is public information.
That choice of that party designation is a public choice. They do have to select that party in order to have their ballot counted. It does not tie a voter to how they will vote in any future election. So when they get their general election ballot, this party choice does not tie those decisions.
On the Democratic side, another difference is that voters will have the option to choose uncommitted delegates rather than a specific candidate.
For the first time, the Democratic Party under our state law has the opportunity to use the uncommitted option. The Democrats have elected to use that, the Republicans have not. And so if a voter chooses the uncommitted choice, then that would send a message to the party that those delegates that remain uncommitted could make those decisions at the National Convention.
Voters will also see the names of candidates who have suspended their campaigns.
Tonight and say that while we did not win this election, we are just getting started.
So voters across Washington may wonder why some of the candidates remain on their primary ballot. The deadline for the parties to notify the Office of the Secretary of State which candidates should be placed on the ballot was January 7th. If they vote for one of those candidates, it will be up to the parties to determine what they do with that information. But we will be counting every vote, certifying those counts, and then making that information available to both of the political parties.
For those uncertain if they're registered to vote, they can go online to find out.
Whether you're young or just a voter who may be registering for the very first time, we are encouraging folks to go right now to votewa.gov and either check to see if their registration is up to date or go ahead and register for the first time. They can do that online now through March 2nd. And again, they also have an opportunity to go in person to any county auditor's office and go ahead and register or update their registration up through 8 p.m. on Election Day.
Voters have until 8 p.m. on March 10th to either postmark their ballots or return them in a drop box to participate in the 2020 Washington State presidential primary.